All right, everybody, we're back. First Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. Couldn't be more excited to see what our community has to say and is up to. I know that people are obviously asking about all things wellness, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, whatever health-based issues they may be dealing with. Of course, I'm happy to help, do whatever I can for you, not provide any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but of course, giving you another opinion, a better place that I think to get started from a more foundational and root causal based level. So without further ado, as always, let's dive into this weekend's calls, or house calls as we like to call them. All right, so this is episode 3039. If you want to follow along, head on over to stephencabral.com/3039. Be sure to pick up your copy of The Rain Barrel Effect. It's completely free. Purchase one either for yourself or for a loved one. Pass it on. Again, it's free. You just pay for the shipping. And if you haven't already reviewed it, head on over to Amazon. Would love you to review it, of course. It rises up then in the rankings. More people get exposed to this type of work, which is really what it's all about. All right. First question today is from Lindsay. Lindsay says, "Hi, Dr. Brawl. I've had what seems to be kidney pain for years. I only get relief when my spouse does really deep tissue massage on my lower back. After my stomach makes gurgling noises and it ends up being gas. I've gone one time to a gastro for this and they said it's not my kidneys, but inflamed intestines appearing as kidney pain. Can you please point me in the right way?" Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help with this. I've been working on this for a long, long time. I actually first really understood this when I was doing, I think it was my first internship at an Ayurvedic clinic. And we were doing lots of what's called Abhyanga. Specialty Abhyanga used for different Ayurvedic-based massages. And this one was specifically for constipation in the kidneys. So what we want to look at here is usually, now if you think about, it's hard to explain. So let me show you, if you're watching this on video, you'll be able to see right here. This right here is what your intestines look like. I'll explain if you're only watching on or listening on audio. So basically from your belly button to essentially your pubic bone down low in your hips, that's your small intestine. 1 inch above, and again, you would just translate that to the backside of your body as well, right? So then 1 inch above the belly button and across the whole then torso of the body, that is what's called your transverse colon. So you have basically your ascending colon. This is the great part if you're watching this on video. This is all your small intestine. Ascending colon, transverse colon, and then descending colon. And so when you have a bowel movement, essentially it's the descending colon as to where you're removing stool. But that doesn't mean that there's not bacteria and stool building up in the rest of the colon. What it sounds like is that you may have, well, I don't know if it's constipation or not, but at least there's fermentation going on. So there's 2 labs that you could run. One's the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. It's a non-invasive, simple urine-based sample. You can do it right at home. It's part of the starter kit, or what we're now calling the vitamin tox test. You can find all these labs in our practice at stephencabral.com/shop, or you can work with an integrative health practitioner anywhere in the world at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Okay, so there's that part. You can also run a bacteria and parasite stool test. If you don't want to run any labs, you'd most likely then move into what's called the CBO protocol. And if you'd like, you can use the citracidal drops along with it. Because if it's trapped gas, well, we need to work on what's causing the gas in the first place. Sure, it could be foods, but most likely it's yeast overgrowth and or bacterial overgrowth. All right, Lindsay, hopefully that was helpful. Catherine is up next. "Hi, Dr. Brawl. Thank you for all you do. You are my benchmark in the health world." Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate that. It is an honor. I try to take that seriously. I really do, because I know a lot of people, they need help, just like I needed help in my whole teens and early 20s. So what would you recommend a member of your family if this happened to them? The summer of 2022, I had really bad kidney stone that landed me in the hospital, and it passed it. Since then, I've had about 4 more instances of kidney stones, but not as severe. Was able to take some meds to ease the pain until it passed. Recently, I went for a CT scan and it showed my left urethra may be dilated. The urologist suggested another CT scan with dye or to put a camera in to see if there is something causing a blockage or a tumor. Curious what I can do to be more proactive. Okay, couple things. So one is we can do a less invasive full body MRI without contrast. All right, so 2 easy places to do that at. One is Pronovo, the other is Simon 1. Simon 1 is about half the price. And if you want to just do a torso, I know I'm only saying only, I get it, still a lot of money. I get it. Only $650. And I believe I'm going to put this on our resources page. We get you $50 off just by being a person in the Cabral community. Honestly, we get no money from this, no money from recommendations, anything like that. I don't even think that's legal in the medical world, nor would we want to, but we get a small discount. It's a small discount, but it's still a real discount. So I think that that's pretty great. They're also going to be blocking off an entire clinic for us during the Reimagined Health Summit. So if you want to get your full body scan when you're down with us at the Reimagined Health Summit in October, then you can get a discount and you can be just with other Cabral Concept community members. So for more information on that event, go to thereimaginedhealthsummit.com or just rhsevent.com. Okay, so that'll take care of looking at a non-radioactive way of looking at the basically kidneys, etc. All right, but here's what I want to look at. Like, why do we keep getting kidney stones, right, in the first place? One, let's just cut down on higher oxalate foods. I have a whole podcast on that, so check out my podcast on high oxalate foods. It's typically not the end-all be-all for people. It usually means that a person's low in magnesium. Okay, so that's one. Taking too high a dose of vitamin D, that could be two. Number three is they're too low in B vitamins, namely B6. So the B6 and the magnesium aren't able to break down, which you need, the oxalates as well. You might be on a really high level, a high dose of vitamin C. We don't recommend that. Typically 1 to 2 grams per day. Ongoing daily use, not 5 to 10 grams like some people take. What else can I recommend? Yeah, just ease out of the spinach, the beets. Yeah, those are the biggest ones for oxalates. So we would go low in those. I'm not saying that's it. Again, we're just kind of doing process of elimination. I don't know the health of obviously the intestines. We might run the big five, of course. I mean, I'm always talking about run the big five if you can. If it's a medical mystery, run the big five. So that's at stephencabral.com/big five. That's, of course, what I would do. There are some great protocols. So one is, it's called Kidney Restore. It's a supplement that you can just find on Amazon. It's good for the kidneys. And then for kidney stones, there's one called Chancra Piedra. Chancra Piedra. And I've talked about that on the Cabral Concept. You can go back, you can search previous shows at stephencabral.com/podcast. Hopefully that's helpful, Catherine. Tina is up next. Love your show. What is the best alternative to a mammogram? Thermal imaging, anything you can recommend, please. I don't want to go for another mammogram. I've read other women with mast cell activation, having breast cancer, also really trying to get rid of mast cell activation. Is cancer a sign of mast cell activation syndrome? Amla powder, will it help with activation? Amla powder better than berberine? Been researching alternative semaglutide for myself, having insulin resistance. I'm full plant-based, no fat, no sugar, no salt. Please help. Okay, there's like a million questions in only 4 sentences. All right, I'm happy to help Tina. All right, so you'll be happy that I just did a show this past Wednesday on 5 natural foods that mimic semaglutides, or mimic, I should say, Ozempic or GLP-1s. So definitely check out that show, okay? All right. Second is that really, I've got so much research. My page will be coming out very, very shortly on my cancer-based research and a really, I don't know the best way to say this, a outline version of what I would do if I ever had cancer. So basically, I'm going to give you a huge outline, okay? That's all free. So I just need a little bit more time to put that together because I just want it to be, it's just V1, it's version 1, right? And it's going to grow over the years, but I just want to put this together, not overwhelming. Right now, it's about 5,000, 6,000 words. It'll probably end around maybe 10,000 words, which is about 25 pages. So it's not short, but again, it's not long. I mean, really, like out of the, let's just say I've read 25,000 pages just in books and another 1,000 or so studies. So it's obviously greatly condensed to about 1% of that, right? So I'm just trying to condense it all down so you don't need to read all of that information. Okay, so let's get back to you though. So why I said that is because cancer really seems to be an immune imbalance. Really, like it seems to be, because what happens is the immune cells that typically break down cancer in your body every single day, or when these cells begin to multiply, your immune cells are no longer able to find, detect, and then destroy the cancer. And we say that as well because the next generation anti-cancer based drugs that they're creating, and again, I'm not saying that you might want to go the drug route, but the immunotherapies are actually a little bit more natural. They're retraining your immune system essentially to go find the cancer cells and kill them on their own again. And they're working, which is pretty miraculous, right? So, but here's the issue with mast cells, there's always that inflammation. There's always that over-exaggeration of the Th2 immune system dominance. I myself had mastocytosis and mast cell activation syndrome, so I get it, I understand. Please read the Rain Barrel Effect if you haven't already. It's how you begin to fix mast cell activation syndrome. Just read the Rain Barrel Effect. It's literally free. It's completely free. You just pay for shipping. So that's that. I pay for the printing of the book. Some people, they don't believe that I try to do these things. It's literally free. It's my way of trying to pay this forward. I've had already a long career, 25 years. I've got to be in this amazing industry. And my goal is now pay it forward, give it to people, share the information freely. That's always been the goal. And now I'm able to do that. So, okay. What else? Instead of a mammogram, thermography is great. But a full body MRI or a torso MRI is even better. That's what my wife did. That's what I recommend. And it's expensive, but if you can do the Grail test as well, that it's great for looking at over 50 different markers for cancer. So it's just called GRAIL. And you can run that through your doctor if you're 50, 55 plus. And for everybody else, there are other ways of running it as well online. You just have to kind of do it on your own. So it's expensive. I would go full body MRI first. And then if you have the disposable income, because it's not cheap, it's another $1,000, you can run that blood work. All right. All right. There we go. Next up is Olivia. Olivia says, hi, Dr. Cabral. The information you provide is wonderful. Thank you, Olivia. I just listened to your podcast, Why Not to Fast Until Lunch. I've never been a huge proponent of fasting for myself simply because of my schedule. Curious what you would recommend for my schedule in regards to fasting and overall health. I try to eat dinner around 6:30 or 7 each night. I wake up around 4:45 for the gym. I typically eat an apple on my way to the gym. I go to CrossFit. My workout is an hour, starting at 5:15 a.m. And then I have one egg plus some egg whites around 7 a.m. I then make myself a smoothie with water, fruit, and almond milk and take it to work with me. And usually takes me a few hours to drink. I guess I'm more asking, is someone who has morning workouts, what would you recommend or for fasting? Okay, so bottom line is this. We never guess. We run something called the stress mood and metabolism test. And if you have elevated levels of cortisol in the morning, we don't want to spike them with additional stress in the body, right? If you're someone whose thyroid is a little underactive, that means a TSH number of 2.5 or greater, and especially low T3, active free T3, then again, we're not going to fast through the morning. So if you're someone though, and again, I don't know you obviously at all, Olivia, but let's say you're more of the endomorphic body type. You're more of the kapha body type, and you have 20 or 30 plus pounds to lose. I wouldn't really have an issue with you fasting, doing a fasted workout, unless I saw the low thyroid and the issues with cortisol and maybe even estrogen dominance or high testosterone. Those women, I would never have fast. I would never have a woman who's dealing with PCOS, let's say high cortisol in the AM or upside down cortisol, low in the morning, high at night, imbalanced thyroid, estrogen dominance, high testosterone. I would just never have a woman like that add more stress to your body, because basically the body's showing like, listen, we've got too much stress and now here's what's happening. Right? Those are the symptoms. So that's what I would do. It seems like you've got a pretty good routine. Like you're having a little carbohydrates that you're going to burn off during your workout. So if you don't need to lose weight, like no big deal at all. And then you're having one egg plus some egg whites. Well, one egg is about 6 grams of protein. And then let's just say you add 2 more egg whites or 3 more egg whites, you're going to get about 3 grams per white. So that's another 9 and 6 is 15. So you get about 15 grams of protein, and then you're making your smoothie, and your smoothie has your water, your fruit, and maybe it has something like daily nutritional support in it. So if it doesn't have daily nutritional support, I would put it in, because you need another 15 grams of protein, because you're not getting enough protein post CrossFit workout. 15 grams, is not enough protein post workout for most individuals. So that's that. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing great, you're doing great. I personally, I wouldn't have just protein after your workout, because your protein is going to replenish your glucose stores if needed, right? So like you're having a little bit of carbs before your workout, but you don't want to sacrifice your protein to turn it into carbs, because your body needs carbs, as well. It needs amino acids, but it doesn't even need the amino acids directly after the workout as much as it does the carbohydrates. Still needs the amino acids, but it's going to replenish your glucose levels, and it needs to. So what I would rather do is just say, okay, I know you need to take your smoothie to work. I totally get it. You need to eat your food at home. So I get that as well. But you might just have you might do your workout fasted, or you might do the apple before the workout. I like that. It's going to blunt the cortisol a bit. And then you're going to do another piece of fruit if you want. Take it out of your smoothie if you want, one piece of that fruit. And then have your eggs after that. Okay, now you've got your carbs, you've got eggs, or maybe you did oatmeal instead of another piece of fruit. And then you take your smoothie to work and you have that mid-morning or whatever it might be. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. That is it. Those are our questions for today. Amazing questions all over the map. I love that. And we're gonna be back tomorrow. We're gonna do it again, answer another 5 questions from our community. So stay tuned, everybody. Take care. I'll talk with you then. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.